Welcome to my ranking of Nile albums. That's right, re-ranking the band, and I'm going to review the latest album, The Underworld Awaits Us All, which I've been anticipating for a long time because Nile is my favourite death metal band of all time. That's correct. They are the kings of death metal for me personally. You could say, Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse, Deicide and all this shit. No, Nile. Nile is my king of the castle, or Emperor of the Sands. Fuck you, Mastodon. Nile's the true Emperor. Love every single album. So, we're not doing it in F tier. There's no shit album. There's no mid album. I'm going to go from 10 to 1. So in the bottom tier, 10 and 9, then 8 and 7. You can kind of see exactly where each album places in the tier list, which I feel like is just better. Because then you know exactly what's last, and you can slam at me for having some good albums lower. Which you will do, don't worry. First though, let's talk about The Underworld Awaits Us All, the latest album by Nile. This album is so chaotic, I love it. The first half is so traditional Nile, but really intense. George Kalias' drumming is technical and just ferocious throughout. The vocals are ferocious. Carl Sanders is a beast. From the midpoint onwards, it kind of changes pace drastically. They start adding these kind of gospel, I say gospel very lightly, but these kind of gospel-esque choir vocals to just elevate the song. It feels like Hercules. You know the animated Disney Hercules, where those sassy black women are on the vase and they're just singing? It feels like that with some of the choruses, and it really adds to the music. At first 2 listens, I wasn't big into it. I loved them on Nakeda 2, The Golden Age, or whatever it is. Love that song to pieces. So goddamn good. We got to cleanse the black earth. We got to cleanse the black earth. That's like a standout song. Holy shit. But then every other song had them in, and it kind of lost that oomph factor that song had. But then on repeated listens, I really liked them. I really like the vocals on the rest of the song, because it's only from the halfway point onwards those vocals kick in. The first half is traditional Nile through and through. And yes, I do prefer the first half, which is crazy, but I still love the second half for how unique it is, because it doesn't sound like any of the other albums on the entire list. Standout tracks for me, To Strike with Secret Fang is my favourite on the entire album. And it's less than 2 minutes long. What am I doing? Questy's gone absolutely bonkers. I love my long songs, I do. I love them. The title track is the longest one, 8 minutes, but something about To Strike with Secret Fang, which is just so in your face. It captures all the riffs. It doesn't need to be overly long. It's striking you with a secret fang, and it's over before you know it. And it's the end. It's like, To Strike with Secret Fang! It just ends perfectly. I love that song. And the monkey one, the great apes, just don't partake. If someone's offering you feces, do not partake. Love the lyrics. I will not partake. Oh, it's so good. So good. There's so many good lines of dialogue in this album. They just get stuck in your head. Overlords of the Black Earth. It's just too many good ones. The song True Gods of the Desert is so good because it has this singing part in where it's like, emboldened by dusk, shining the light of Ra. And it's just like, holy fucking shit. How does this work on a technical brutal death metal album? But it bloody does, and it's so catchy for it. And then another standout track, Under the Curse of the One God. That's such a great song as well. Under the curse of the one God. And then the vocal line where it's like, they knew nothing of the prophet yet to come. There's so many catchy parts of this album. I really love it from start to finish. It's one of my favourite albums of the whole year. The long 2 songs at the end, great. The 2 instrumentals, amazing. Everything about it is just perfect. Great yin and yang on the album. So we'll see where it lands with the rest of the list, because we're going to go with my least favourite, which is a lot of people's least favourite, At the Gates of Sefu. Now, I don't think this album's bad at all. Some people will slam it and say it's bad. I really enjoy this album. I think the songs slap. I think the production is the problem. It is very muddy. It is very hard to hear. It's kind of the same as like Suffocation's album. Is it Breeding the Spawn? Where it's just hard to hear on that album. The songs themselves, killer. This against a lot of other bands, I'd still choose this. But yeah, most people have this. This is a cliche pick. Most people have this last. For me, it's still last. I still love it. I'll throw it on after this video and have a blast of it because it's Nile, one of my favourite band. But something has to come last. Now, let's piss some people off because... Oh, do I? This is going to be hard. I love all these albums now. Like, I even love Against the Sefri, but this is ridiculous. I'm umming and ahhing between two. And I feel like What Should Not Be Nerfed is next. Yeah, I love the album. I don't understand why people hate it. I know I've put it 9th place, but I don't understand why people hate it. It is furious, it is intense, and it does have some killer songs on. So I've brought it up on Metallum so I can remember the fucking songs. Call to Destruction is amazing. I love that song to start off. Absolutely crazy lyrics about, you know, the Taliban, ISIS just destroying fucking heritage. Stupid idiots. In the Name of a Moon is amazing. Evil to Cast Out Evil is one of the best Nile songs they've ever done. Evil to Cast Out Evil! Evil! It's so good. Rape of the Black Earth is fucking amazing, and To Walk Forth from the Flames Unscathed. I don't understand why people hate this album. This album's killer all the way through. I absolutely adore it. So, yeah, I think it's great. Next up is Among the Catacombs of Neferkar. Here we go. Pissing people off. This is the one I didn't know, because I love them both equally for different reasons. This is a debut. Some people have this top. I don't give a fuck. It lacks the technicality of a lot of the later stuff, which is what I got into Nile from. I got into Nile with Those Who the God Detest and Annihilate the Wicked, which are very just brutal and just technical and just absolutely insane albums. This lacks that. This is more on the traditional death metal kind of side of it, but it still is technical, but it just has like a darker edge, which is amazing. It is amazing. Let's go on to the song list of Amongst the Catacombs of Neferkar. If it fucking loads. Ramses, Bringer of War. What an absolute bang. The Howling of the Djinn, which I saw them play that live. It was fantastic. Beneath Eternal Oceans of Sand. They're all very short. They're all very punchy. They all have a kind of a gruff sense about them. The vocals are just, you know, traditional. I like this a lot, but something has come lower, and it has its place in time. It's completely different to a lot of the other albums. It's going to go at the 8th place. Next to it is In the Darkest Shrines. Listen, Nile is my favourite band, okay? Shut the fuck up. I know this is a lot of people's favourite, same as Amongst the Catacombs. I don't give a fuck. I like the album a lot. Sarcophagus is one of the best songs ever. The long, you know, string of songs later on, I'm just not... It's never grabbed me as much as the long songs in, say, Nilotic Rites. People, that may be blasphemy. I don't care. I don't give a shit. The long songs in Those Whom, you know, and they grab me more. But when it's brutal on this album, it's fucking brutal, and it actually kills. This is one of the albums I wish I loved more. I still really enjoy it. It's still like an 8 or 9. But compared to these, which I absolutely love, 10 out of 10s, 7th place, sorry. Now it gets hard. Next up, fucking hell. Iffy Phallic. I love this album. Papyrus conserving the spell to preserve thee who is in the water, whatever the fuck the title is just absolute bananas. You know, absolute bananas. Is it Smelling Salts as well? The riffs on here, killer. The production's kind of iffy, similar to At the Gates, but nowhere near as bad, but the songs are just so good. The songs are so much more memorable than on these two. So, Iffy Phallic's going higher. I'm sorry, it just fucking is. My list, fuck you. Next to it. This is where it gets hard now. Where do I put these bad boys? Vile Nilotic Rites is next. I love this album. I got the shirt of it. Fucking love it. The song... I feel like this album has higher highs than the new one. I do. I think this is higher highs. The title track is one of the catchiest Nile songs I've ever fucking done. The long song is better than any of the long songs on the new one. Seven Horns of War has that Lord of the Rings section with the horn section in the middle. It's like dun 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 dun. Oh, fucking 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And then the Oxford textbook of savage genocidal warfare. Fucking amazing. I love this album. People are sleeping on it. It's one of the best Nile albums. It's only number 5, which means next, number 4, is the latest one, The Underworld Awaits Us All. At first I had the other two higher. Now I fucking love this album. Like, the yin and yang of it. It's so good. It's so good. And I've talked about it. So, number 4. Number 3 is Black Seeds of Vengeance. That's correct. Black Seeds of Vengeance. Black Seeds of Vengeance. Ding, ding. How can people like this more than this? It doesn't make sense to me. Black Seeds is the maturation and just... I don't know, the sound is better than Amongst the Catacomb. It just improved on it in every single way. The art's even better. Look at this fucking art. Black Seed of Vengeance is just literally one of the best albums ever made. Period. It's fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal. Here it comes to it. 2 and 1. This hasn't changed. Now Life is Wicked is number 2 for me. The most brutal album. The fastest. The technical. Sacrifice unto Sebek, Lashed to the Slave Stick, Annihilation of the Wicked. Come on. This is just fucking amazing. All the way through. I don't need to tell you how good it is. But Those Whom the Gods Detest has been and always will be my favourite. It's always been my favourite since I first heard it. It's the first Nile album I heard. Biased alert. It's got some great doomy passages. It's got the most catchy songs of the entire discography. Kafir. Come on. Kafir? Hitati Dong Incantation is one of my favourite songs of all time. The chanting and then just like... and the drums kicking. Oh, fucking... I love that song so much. The 4th R of Dagon. Ara, ara, ara. Dagon, Dagon. It's so good. We are they whom the gods detest. It lingers on the songs. It makes them good. It's easily my number 1. There you go. That is my list. It's probably going to piss people off with this section right here. How could you put If You Phallic and Vile higher than it? Because I can't. I like all these albums. I love every single one. So there you go. That is my list of Nile, ranked, and the review, the latest one. If I was going to score the latest one, it would be a 9 out of 10. 9.5. 9.95. 10. Fucking beautiful album. There you go. Hopefully you had some fun. I'm sweating fucking balls out here. Hopefully you had some fun, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.